Hi, welcome back to my channel. This book review for you today is for Snowflakes over Muddleford Cove. I don't have it in front of me, so if I misquoted the title, I will correct it in a moment. And the reason I don't have that in front of me is because I wanted to talk to you about the first book in this series. I don't know if it's going to be just a duology, if it will be a trilogy, but they are connected. And the first title I wanted to tell you about is Moonlight over Muddleford Cove. Now, Moonlight over Muddleford Cove came out not quite a year ago, like 9 months ago. And it was a lovely, lovely story where we met Nellie Wagstaff and Jack, and we had their story. A very, very sweet romance. I loved it. Just checking my review, I gave it 4 stars, and I liked this book because of how Nellie and Jack met and what they had in common, and that was what I thought would be the end of their story. However, as far behind as I am, I'm glad to say that I got my hands on Kim Nash's newest book, which is Snowflakes over Muddleford Cove. Yes, it's almost a month after the book has been released since I've read it and making this video, but it is what it is. Here's the video, here's the book review, and here's my encouragement for you to read it. Now, as mentioned, it's Snowflakes over Muddleford Cove, and the first one was Moonlight over Muddleford Cove. So, what I like about this book is it continues Nellie and Jack's story. I love that, because when I read romances, even if I'm reading connected series, generally you have new protagonists. Now, there are additional protagonists in this book. For example, Nellie's good friend who's visiting for a few days or a few weeks, or Esme, somebody who started working for the newish pastor. So you do have newer characters, but our central characters are Nellie and Jack. Now, we find that Nellie and Jack are doing just fine. They're engaged to be married. Their lives are going on as lovely as could be for what I would call a sweet romance, and you were left with that feel good. This was a happily ever after story in Moonlight over Muddleford Cove. And now we see a little bit more about Nellie and Jack's lives in another sweet, lovely, feel good, happily ever after story when we see where their life is going from this direction onward. However, there's something very deep about this book, and it kind of had a little bit of a sharper edge, a deeper edge, even to the point where it's going to go 5 stars, even though I went 4 stars with the first book. And what I like about this book is while we got to see how Nellie and Jack were doing in their relationship, we had Nellie's friend, like I said, who was visiting, who just had I hate to use this word for such a sweet, lovely story, but she had the hearts for the new pastor, the new vicar. I call him a pastor, but there he's called a vicar. And so you have that, but then you have the fact that there's delicious cakes in here. But then, like I said, this book took on a serious edge. The serious edge involved Esme. Now, Esme, I think she was about 17. I don't know if the story tells us how old she was, but I'm guessing that she was just a teenager on the cusp of being a young adult. And she comes to the town, and first she begins to volunteer, but she was able to get a job working for the vicar. And something is overheard at a certain point, and you start to wonder who Esme is and how she showed up in Muddleford Cove. Now, as it's called Snowflakes over Muddleford Cove, it is a winter or Christmas story, but there are some really nice features. Now, for example, the vicar. I loved his backstory. I really did. Because everybody, like, if you read, say, Regency or Victorian historical romances, you'll find that you have a line of succession with adult sons. One is going to, say, take over the peerage. The other one will be a vicar. The other one will go, say, into the military, and another one will become a vicar or a preacher or pastor. So that's just the line in the way that things went in those days. Well, in this particular book, it's nothing like that at all. In fact, we find out why he became a vicar, and I really like that. I really like that. And then I love the fact that Nellie and Jack wanted something. Yes, they're still engaged, and yes, they are going to get married, but there's something else that they wanted, and I love the way that was handled. And last but not least, Esme. What was she doing there? What was her motive? Who is she? And how was she connected to any of the characters at any point in the story? Those are all different facets of this sweet, sweet romance. Not a very long book. I'm trying to see right now. Yes, not even 200 pages. And it's also on Kindle Unlimited. So if you currently have a Kindle Unlimited subscription, then you can grab a hold of this book. Grab a hold of the first book and just make for a nice afternoon. Grab a cup of coffee or a cup of hot chocolate or a cup of warm tea and just enjoy a sweet story by Kim Nash. Because of the Vicar story, because of Esme's story, because of Nellie and Jack, all of those things worked well for me to go ahead and make this a 5-star book. So there you have it, Snowflakes over Muddleford Cove by Kim Nash. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.